Hi, and my name is Teresa Brown, and I'm from Victoria in Australia. I've been doing Stampin' Up for coming on to my 14th year. Today I'd love to share a little bit about Sale.A.Bration. I hope everyone's enjoying their free products, and hopefully we can give you some more tips on how to use these free products. Today I'd like to share the lovely Lily Pad stamp set. This is a reversible stamp set, so I'll show some little ideas about that, and also we're going to use the dies, but I've already cut out what I need, and we're also going to use the beautiful paper. This has been one of my favourite free products this year, is this beautiful paper. Once you get all the stamps and other products that you want throughout the catalogue, the designer series paper is something that you can really build on. So without further ado, I'm going to bring you down here so you can see where we're going to be making stuff. Okay, so these are the dies. I'll just show you what you get in your dies. They're absolutely beautiful. So you get leaves with stems, and you get some little leaves, the lily pads. You get the dies for those little lily pads, and you also get the flowers. And you get this gorgeous edge, which I haven't actually used yet, but I'm quite sure I'll get to use all them. But today I'm using, what one am I using today? This one here, I think it was, that I used. Okay, so I'm just going to pop them back in there. And the Lily Pads stamp set doesn't look like it's got a lot of stamps in there when you open it up. I've got a couple on the block. I've got the flower and a leaf on the block. But because they're reversible, you can use either side of them. So you actually get the reverse side and the reverse side. So you can sort of visualise you get a lot more. Even though you've got 8 stamps in there, you actually get 16 images. Okay. So what am I going to mix and match this with today? Aha! I'm going to mix it with the beautiful you. Now, I've seen this lady, I've done this lady in so many different cards that I actually thought I'll use a lily pad for her dress today. So that's what we're going to share. So I'm going to grab out my images here, my cards. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is I'll give you the measurements for the card. So the card that I'm actually going to stamp on is 10 centimetres by 7.5. So we're going to stamp on this, and I'm going to stamp the dancing lady. I call her the dancing lady because she looks like she's dancing. And I call her the dancing lady. She's a fun, she's fun to use, this one. It's when you're not feeling really well, this one's a really good one to use. So we're going to use the Memento ink, or Memento ink, sorry. I hope I'm pronouncing proper today. I'm starting to get a more clearer mind and not a fog mind. The radiation and the chemo is starting to wear off a little bit now, so that's nice. So we actually stamped her down, and then don't forget to grab your chamois. I cut my chamois in half, so when I'm being a demonstrator I can put one on either side of the table, or put 2 or 3 on the table, or even 4, depending on how many people I've got coming. Thursday class we've got 12 coming, so I'll have a few up the table so they can clean their stamps. Now, we're going to colour a bit of her in, and I'm using the Roco Rose. Now, a couple of weeks ago I called this raccoon. That was the baby brain, or the brain, the fog brain that I had, but I know it's Roco Rose. So we're actually going to use that today, and I'm going to use the light one first, and we're going to just colour in her dress a little bit. And I'm not going to colour all the dress in, just a little bit down. Then we're going to come in with doing her hat. these are our blender pens, and if you haven't used the alcohol blender pens before, they are amazing. I would definitely invest in these. They are just so good. So I'm just going to do a little bit of highlighting with the dark and bring in a little bit of the highlighting in here on her. This bit we're going to come over with a die that I've done. So when you use your blender pens, you need to saw them horizontal. You have got 3 little dots here, which is really great because that gives you grip to open them. We have a fine end and a thicker brush end. They come in a set of 2, or you can buy them individually. I usually start off with the combo pack, and then sometimes I use one more than the other, so I can just buy that one to replace it. Okay, so we've done a bit of colouring, which isn't hard. Now, I actually stamped out on white cardstock a couple of the lily pads, and then I actually die cutted them around. So that's what I did. Now, I'm just going to finish colouring these. I did one coat a little bit earlier, just a little bit of a light, but I'm going to come in with a bit of the dark, and I'm going to just use the fine end this time. And I'm just going to highlight up around these areas here. So I hope anyone that lives in Melbourne is going to survive our 43-degree day today. I think I'll be inside. Good time to be inside with the air conditioning, doing a little bit of stamping today, more so than being out in that heat. So if you are out and about, make sure that you drink plenty of fluids, because 43 is going to be mighty hot. And I just hope we don't get any more fires. Okay, so as you can see by highlighting it, you get a little bit more variety on what we're going to have as the skirt, so you can sort of see. So we'll just do the other one too. We'll just highlight this one up a little bit. Usually I have these coloured in fairly well, so you don't have to sit there and watch me, but today I just thought it'd be nice to actually see where I'm highlighting, what it looks like before and after. So it only takes a few minutes on this one because it's just a very small image. So that's the nicest thing about that. It doesn't take too long. Okay, so there are our 2 that we're going to put on to our lady for her skirt. Now she's going to come in around, this one's going to come in around about out that way, and then this one's going to come in and sit over that and come in that way. So we're going to join this leaf to this leaf here, so that's going to be joined in there. Okay, and then you can just move it around to where you want it. Okay, so we're going to put a little bit of snail at the top. Turn the snail around. But we're going to bring a dimension to the bottom. Our Stampin' dimensions are like foamies, double-sided foamies. And I'm just going to put one down the bottom. This is going to make it stick at the top, closer to her waist, but raise it out at the bottom, which we want to happen. So just pop that in there. And a little bit of snail up the top. So we're going to bring this out here. Now I'm not going to press down hard at the moment because I just want to get it in place. Oop. And then we're going to come in with this one over the top. So I just need to bring this one up a fraction. And this one over the top. This one just down just a fraction. Okay, so we can sort of see that it becomes a beautiful little skirt on her dress. I think I've just got that fraction bit out. Just going to bring that one up just a little bit. It has to go that way. That's it. So you can see that that sits up really lovely. Now you can colour her arms and everything in, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to add a little bit of dark mint macaroon to the down here. So she looks like she's actually standing on some ground. Okay, so that's our top layer, which is so cute. Now we're going to use the Roco Rose to mat, and the size of this is 11 centimeters by 8, and we're going to actually bring this in here. So I'm just going to snail it down today. Sometimes I like to use my liquid glue. I find that you can slide it around a little bit more than the snail. So, especially when I'm actually teaching people, I think that's easier to do. So I've got a bit of border. Now, we get a sampler pack of Designer Series paper if you join for $169, and just during Sale.A.Bration. And you also get this gorgeous little mini guillotine, which is absolutely gorgeous. You get this free, and you get the sampler pack free. And over the last few live Facebooks that I've been doing and YouTubes, I've been using the paper from that little sampler pack. And it's amazing how many cards you can actually get from it. So I just love that you can use either side. I'm not a bright person, so even though the purple looks nice, I would go the green because I'm just not one that likes lots of purples, but that's okay. So our Designer Series paper I have cut down to 13.5 by 9.5, and we're going to place this over the top of that. So you can place it wherever you want. I mean, you can have it on an angle, you can have it straight up and down. It just depends what look you want on your card. And then the Roco Rose matte, which I always call a matte, and this is a Designer Series matte, and this is a matte, and then this is the stamp image. So this is 14 by 10, and we're going to place our card onto that. You can layer these up with dimensions if you want to, if you want that raised up level look. You can also do that, but I'm actually just snailing down. Just keep in mind that you have to post these, so you can sort of see that you don't want them raised up too much, because once they start getting a lot of bulk on them, they start costing a lot more. Now I'm just using the Whisper White card today as a card, because we've got the white base here and it just draws it into the back. So I'm just going to snail that on. Now the main card I just cut off at 14.5, and that was a full sheet of A4 and then just measuring 14.5 because it's already 21 centimeters across. So it's 21 centimeters by 14.5 for the base card. Then fold it in half, which you can use your paper trimmer for, or you can use your bone folder if you just want to fold it. I try to tell people not to use their fingers. We have oils or inks on our fingers, and we can quite often mess that up. I can see I just put that on quite crooked, and before it really sets, I'm just going to move it a fraction. Okay. So you can sort of see that this is a very simple little card. The one I did on my live Facebook yesterday was also using the same stamp set, but this one I used the peacock foil If you haven't seen the peacock foil in our main occasions catalogue, it is absolutely beautiful. It's got blues and greens, and I can sort of see them being used for this lily pad so much. Just absolutely gorgeous. Then I've used the die cuts here, the leaves. I've used a bit of ribbon, which is one of our beautiful mint macaroon ribbon. I did a stamped image and used vellum over the top to lighten it, and I used the designer series paper. Also, I used the saying, "So happy for you" out of the beautiful you, which is so happy for you. And this one has a lot of words. As you can see, the lovely lily pad one doesn't have any words. So I went with a stamp set that had lots of words because you've got different images that you can use on this. This is a two pack one, and you get 3 different ladies and you get lots of words. So you could use that so much with the lily pad. Absolutely beautiful. So I would do that. So I used the 1 3/8 punch and the 1 3/4 punch. And you can go on Stamping with Teresa on Facebook, and you can actually see me do my video on that one. Now, sometimes I don't place a word on straight away, and the reason I don't do that is because sometimes I'm not sure what I want to use the card for. I might want to use it for, you know, a birthday card for one of my granddaughters, or I might want to use it as an achievement card for a team member or something like that. So sometimes I keep this blank. I will actually line the inside with the brochure rose and then white. I like to do the inside as well. And so they're the 2 cards that I've done so far with the lovely lily pad stamp set and dies and designer series paper, and they're all free in the Sale.A.Bration catalogue. Now let me just go through the Lily Impressions designer series paper. You get this free with a $90 order. Okay, the lily pad stamp set you can get for a $90 order, or a $180 order. You can receive both the stamps and the paper, or $180 you can also all receive the die cuts. So if my order was say $200, I would probably go with the dies first and get that out of the way, because my next order might only be $90, and then I could get the lily pad stamp set, and then my next order could be $90 and I can get the paper. So I hope sharing a couple of tips with you. I'm just going to bring you back up here. A couple of tips with you on how to use this stamp set and how you can actually earn some free Sale.A.Bration. Now, Sale.A.Bration goes through until the 31st of March, and as I was saying, this is a great time to join Stampin' Up. So if you're a hobbyist, or you're just looking for something to do, maybe to help pay a slight bill, if you're looking at it to do it as a business, or if you just want to do it as a hobby, either way is fine. You can always go on my blog and read more about what Team on the Run does and what help you get. Don't forget, through Sale.A.Bration, with your $169, you get to choose what products you would like, and you get $235 of products of your choice, plus the mini guillotine, plus our specialty little 6x6 designer series pack, which I've been using at the moment, the designer series paper, plus a stamp set of your choice, and that's at any price, a stamp set of your price. So that's a real win-win for January, February, March. So love to see you join my team. If you don't have a Stampin' Up demonstrator, you can shop on my online shop and yeah, just have some fun stamping. Okay, I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.